Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your girl Kimmy Chemicals out here for another video. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys the time that I came out to my parents. Okay. Alright, sorry y'all, I'm hungry. I might just edit this part out, who knows, hold on. Alright, I'm sorry about that. I had to, eat me a cup of noodles because I just woke up probably like 30 minutes ago. If you guys don't know, I work overnights at Walmart. So, I sleep during the day and I haven't eaten since I got home. I had some potatoes for breakfast, some potatoes and eggs, but that was it. And it's now around, I think, 3 o'clock in the afternoon right now. So, yeah, I had to eat me something. Well, anyways, so since I'm home alone right now, because I live with other people, the walls are so thin in this house. I don't want to make my videos because I don't want, I don't want to be talking hecka loud, laughing and all that type of stuff and distracting everybody else, getting on everybody else's nerves. So no one's home right now. So I'm just gonna make I got like 10 videos lined up that I'm gonna release every week. Some of them are story times, and then some of them are just regular informational videos, stuff like that. So as you can tell by this title, like I said, I'm gonna be telling you guys a story about how I came out to my parents. Okay, so okay, here we go. Okay, so on Sunday, okay, this was back when I was, I'm gonna say 17, okay, and then my friend at the time, the girl that I'm gonna be talking about, she was 19. So we were at church. We were going to this church, Seventh Day Adventist church, because I go to church on Saturdays. Okay, anyways, so we was at church, and then I got a text from her. She was like, yo, do you want to hang out today? And I've never been to her house, so I was like, yeah. She was still no, she wasn't in high school anymore, I'm tripping, but she was still living with her mom at the time because she was only working part-time. So I was like, yeah, come pick me up from church or whatnot. And so I told my parents that I was leaving because my parents they were, I wouldn't say strict, but I don't know. They were not overprotective, but, protective. I was like, I'm gonna hang out with my friend. And then they were like, who's this friend? And I was like, her name is, let's call her Kay. I was like, her name is Kay. And I was like, they were like, okay, let us meet her. Okay, so she came up. I introduced them or whatnot because there's a break between the services. So I introduced them. And then I was like, yeah, I'll be back. And then they was like, just make sure you be back before, before it's late. And so, yeah, so during this time, she was actually in a process of moving. So they were packing up everything. And I guess I was going over there to help her move and then chill at the same time. So, it was around, let me see, 8 o'clock. My parents were like, blowing up my phone. I mean, not blowing up my phone. They were just like, what time are you going to be home? And I was like, we're still waiting on, we're still cleaning up and stuff like that. And come like 10 o'clock or whatnot, what happened? They were like, you need to come home right now, whoop-de-whoop-whoop. And so I went home that night, and they were like pissed. And then the next day I went back over to Kay's house, and my parents are already upset that I came home late. And so they wanted me basically to come back at a certain time this time. And so that didn't happen. I guess this was like some type of punishment or whatnot. They was like, okay, you can go over there, but we want you back like at 7. Okay, and let me just put that out there. Sunset probably was like 7:30ish to 8ish. So we want you back at this time, okay? So I was like, all right, cool, 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 cool. And so it's getting later in the day, and my parents started blowing up the phone because I wasn't at home at the time that they said. And so, you know, Crystal was like, oh, I mean, Kay was like, oh, yeah, let me just take you home or whatnot. And so my dad was outside watering the grass. I believe my mom was outside just like chilling on a chair and whatnot. And yeah, and then my dad was like, we pulled up, and then my dad was like, oh, you're in trouble, you should have got home at the time we told you to be home. And Crystal, why I keep saying this girl name? I'm gonna have to edit this out. Okay, Kay and whatnot, you know, she was getting pissed. She was like, why are you getting so mad? She was helping me move. And then my dad was like, well, that's not her problem, that's your problem. You should be able to handle that yourself. And so they started getting into an exchange and whatnot. So my sister, no, my dad tried, you know, pulling me away, telling me to get in the house. And Crystal, here we go again. Oh, I'm just gonna say her name, okay. So Crystal, her name is Crystal. She was trying to pull me away at the same time. So they were basically playing tug of war with me. Like, what the heck? Like, I am freaking a human being. Like, do not play tug of war with me. My dad was trying to force me in the house. She was trying to force me to stay there. And then I was, I guess she had pulled my dad's arm or whatnot. So my sister ran out the house. And then all of a sudden, her and Crystal was going at it like bat, bat, bat. And then they were all up on the ground and stuff like that. And so after all that, my dad was like, get off my property and whatnot. And so Crystal got into the car, and okay, so this is how my street is. Okay, so there's the corner is right there. There's a house on the corner, and then my house was the next house. And so she drove around the corner right there, right by that corner house on the right there. And she waited as I went inside, and she texted me. She was like, if you love me, I don't think I told you this part yet, but we were, you know, talking and whatnot already. And she was like, well, I don't think she said if you love me. She was like, if you really care about me, and you want to be with me, you'll come with me right now. So she was like, you come with me right now or it's over. So she was basically giving me an ultimatum. Like, if I don't go with her, then it's over. And so she waited like 15 minutes. And I was like, oh, dang, oh, dang, oh, dang. I was like, you know, I really care about her. And I want to be with her. And so I packed a little backpack and whatnot of like clothes, toothbrush, and stuff like that. And then my little brothers were in the living room. They were young at the time, probably like middle school and elementary school. I was like, I'll be back, don't say anything and whatnot. Just know I'll be back. Okay, so everybody was already in the house. My parents were in their room. My sister was in her room. And so I snuck out the house, got into the car with Crystal, and went back to her house. Oh, snap. Okay, so that whole, probably like, I think an hour later, when I got to her house, after I got to her house, my phone was getting blown up by my parents and stuff. So I had to, you know, turn my phone off. And then I started getting texts like, oh, we don't care if you're if you're gay and whatnot, we're gonna accept you. We love you. And then my mom was like, call me. You're stressing me out. I gotta know that you're okay. But you know, I didn't want to call because I wanted to be left alone, because I was like torn. I didn't know if I was doing the right thing or not. So I finally they sent me like a whole like freaking paragraph, like text, and telling me that they love me, they accept me and stuff like that. And then I'm like, how did they know? How did they know about this? Well, I guess they would know if, you know, I'm running off with some girl and whatnot. And so I finally texted them. I told them that I'm okay. I'll be home in I think I stayed with her for like a day or two. I told them that I'll be home and whatnot. And yeah, so when I went home, it was awkward as hell, yo. When I say awkward, I mean, you know, I went straight to my room. You know, I didn't want to talk. I didn't know what to say. They didn't know what to say. It was just awkward for like, I'm gonna say, I don't know if it was a few days or a few weeks, but it was straight up awkward. And then, you know, from here and there, as time went on, within like a month or two, they will always give me the little, you know, the little short little talks like, oh, we love you, we accept you. You know, if there's anything you ever need to talk about, we're here for you. So I really appreciate my parents for that, that they accepted me, because a lot of parents, you know, being a lesbian or being gay is frowned upon, especially if you're like religious and whatnot. It's frowned upon. So yeah, that is the story of how I came out. I don't know if I actually came out to them exactly. Well, that's how my parents found out that I was freaking gay, okay? But yeah, but I consider myself bisexual because I do have a boyfriend right now, and I dated 2 girls. I guess I'm still gay. You're gay no matter what. If you date your same sex, you're gay no matter what. But still, I like both. I'm bisexual. So yeah. So like I said, that's the end of the story time. Like I said, I'm gonna be rolling out more videos. Yeah, and then let me just tell you this. So me and Crystal ended up staying together. So we got together we started talking and back and forth my sophomore year. No, it was my junior year. No, sophomore. The end of my sophomore year. And she had moved to Montana and whatnot. And that's when I told her, as soon as she was leaving, I told her that I had feelings for her. And I wanted to, you know, pursue that. And so I guess that's when we started dating. It was a long distance relationship. 3 months later, she came back from Montana, and I was a junior, she was a senior. And yeah, so this incident happened my junior year. So yeah, I'm gonna be rolling out more videos. Let me know what you think in the comment box. Be sure to like and subscribe my videos. And I'm out. It's your girl, Kimmy Chemicals.